think of her so much it drives me crazy. I just don't want her to leave me. Don't you give me up, please don't give up.
Hey, what's good YouTube? It's Coast back here with another video, and today I'm here with an NBA video. And I gotta say, opening week did not disappoint. We definitely have a lot to talk about today. But before I get into the video, guys, I would really appreciate if you do like and subscribe. The support has been absolutely insane recently, and I highly recommend you join the Discord, which will be in the description, man. It's been getting pretty big recently, and the people joining, all I've heard is positive feedback from them. So if you aren't in that, please join. There's pretty much everything in there, and I'm sure you guys will love it. But without further ado, let's get into this. I'm sure most of you may have seen a couple of months ago I posted a video on why the Brooklyn Nets will be 2023 NBA champions, and if you have seen the Brooklyn Nets in their first 5 games, you can see that that prediction isn't going too well right now. And if you are a Brooklyn Net fan specifically, I can assure you, you do not have to worry. These are the first 5 games that Ben Simmons has played in essentially 2 years, and as well, the injuries going around in the Nets locker room, just because they aren't the superstars, that doesn't mean that they aren't key components for this team. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, let me enlighten you real quick. Seth Curry, a 15-point per game scorer that did start for Brooklyn pretty much all last year or since the trade. TJ Warren, who I explained last video on why he's key for the Nets, another 15-point per game scorer that can provide very reasonable depth for this team. And if you want to count Joe Harris and Markieff Morris being in and out of the lineup for the first 5 games, they provide a sense of physicality and more floor spacing for Ben Simmons and Nick Claxton preferably. But regardless of these players being out, the Nets definitely should have a better record than 1-4, given that their core is still intact and players like Royce O'Neal and Nicholas Claxton really stepping up in the starting lineup and definitely take some weight off Durant and Irving's shoulders for a bit. But saying this, the Nets have faced very good teams in their first 5 games, such as a fully healthy Pelicans and Mavs team, which do a lot of damage in the regular season, and even the Bucks and the Grizzlies without Jaren Jackson and Middleton. They are still very good teams and rank pretty high in their conferences. But as someone who watches the Brooklyn Nets, I definitely expected them to win at least half of these games, and as a result of this, I've lost a shit ton of money in the first 4 or 5 games. I've hit all the Durant over bets because they've been playing out of their mind, but the Nets as a team have just not been working together, and Ben Simmons has not been the best, and as a result, they are 1-4 as of today. But some of these things just don't really add up here. As I said in the last video, the Nets defense has drastically improved, especially in the starting lineup with Royce O'Neal and Ben Simmons, 2 primary defenders for their respected teams. Most of the time they would guard the superstar or the best player on the other team. But again, in saying this, there have been some insane performances against the Nets, like Pascal Siakam's 38, Desmond Bane and John Morant's 38-point game. Also, Giannis and Luka being up in the 40s. Basically, superstars have just been killing the Nets as a whole, and they can just not get a hold of them or have a defensive scheme to block out some of this scoring. But from watching the games, most of them have fell on Ben Simmons and the fact that they aren't playing defense as a team. Like, the most important thing is not closing out on shooters. They have given up a lot of second chance points, and just 1v1 basketball against Ben Simmons, he has not really been able to guard anyone, except for the Dallas game where he did show some improvements in guarding Luka at the end, getting that clutch steal. But still, Luka dropped 40 points, maybe on not as good a shooting as he usually does, but 40 points is still 40 points, and if they win the game, that was your fault. But some of these changes are so simple to me. Don't play Ben Simmons and Claxton or Day'Ron Sharpe at the same time, because they can both not shoot beyond 10 or 12 feet. This is so Ben Simmons has more room to thrive and operate with shooters around him, and that gives Durant and Irving a bit more space to do their 5 or 6 ISO plays a game, but it has looked like more because Ben Simmons and Claxton have clogged the lanes a bit, thus forcing Kyrie and Durant to take very difficult shots, which they have been making. They have been absolutely insane, but the offense will definitely flow better given more runs and some easier games just to get everyone in. And when those key role players come back, as I mentioned earlier, we will be seeing less of Brooklyn's rookies such as Edmund Summer and David Duke Jr. getting more runs, which we should just not be seeing in those competitive games. It's really that simple to me. I think it's just laziness or coaching adjustments that need to be made, and Steve Nash is on the hot seat, so we will see what happens with that. But this team is not like the Lakers, who haven't gotten a win yet. This team has so much more talent than the Lakers and have a very diverse skill set with a lot of players that can do a lot of different things and definitely fit kind of this era right now. But Brooklyn just needs to stop getting 140, 130 points dropped on them, or else you're not going to win too many games, right? No matter how good their offense is. But yeah, as of when I'm editing this, they have a game against the Pacers tonight, which I'm sure they'll win and pick up their second win of the season and get back on track. Trust me guys, give this team some time. My prediction still stands as it is. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will definitely be making more of these as the course of the season goes along. But let me know what you guys want in the comments. Thanks for all your support, and I will see you next time. Peace.